welcome and thank you so much for joining us today for the next episode of RT Next. As the pandemic continues to reshape our future, as travelers and as hosts, we wonder what's next. We have a long way to go before the masks come off, but when they do, are we going to be ready for it? At the Outlook Responsible Tourism Initiative, an affiliate member of the UNWTO, we believe that there's light at the end of the tunnel. The question is, how do we get through this tunnel together as a community and build something that is better and more resilient? And that is exactly why we are reaching out to the experts and the doers, the policymakers and the policy implementers for our RT Next series to help us draw out a blueprint for the future. Today, our guest is a stalwart from the land of myths and legends of lush forests, the Barasingha and the tiger. Please welcome from the heart of incredible India, Mr. Shiv Shekhar Shukla, Principal Secretary Tourism and Managing Director, Madhya Pradesh Tourism Board. Welcome, Mr. Shukla. We are so honored to have you with us today.
Thank you very much. Very good morning to everyone.
Thank you so much. We just thought we'll interact with you today and ask you a few questions about what's happening in the state. So my first question to you is that Madhya Pradesh launched its Responsible Tourism Mission in 2020, in fact, at the Outlook Responsible Tourism Awards that year. And it is one of the few states in India who keep sustainability and responsibility at the heart of its policies. What is the roadmap of this initiative given the pandemic? And how are you planning to scale or replicate community-friendly and environment-friendly projects that have already been successful in your state?
Well, as you rightly said, that Madhya Pradesh is one of those states which long back saw a lot of potential in responsible tourism, and not only potential, but also as a matter of government's initiative and responsibility that this was taken up as a mission. Now that post-COVID, we all know how the travel and tourism industry is going to shape up. 6 pandemics and epidemics which rocked the world in the last 20 years have taught us very well that how we are going to travel in future, what kind of shape a tourism industry is likely to take. Anybody who is slightly concerned, in fact, now that every country and every family, every citizen has been impacted by this COVID blues. So there is no more need to bring home this point. Everyone understands the responsibility attached to travel and tourism. So on one hand, we have to invent new ways of travel and tourism as an industry, as a government, and as a traveler. All of us together as various stakeholders will have to shape up the new ways ahead. On the other hand, we have also to be very sure of the fact that this tourism sector itself contributes something like 10 to 15% of national GDP of all the countries. So it's a fact which can't be done away with. Tour and travel and tourism, this is going to happen anyway. The only thing is that how we are going to reshape, remold the whole state of affairs. So for Madhya Pradesh, I would say that the roadmap for next 5 years is already well cut out. And having understood well the needs and also our own initiatives, we are going to have responsible tourism as the main plank of tourism verticals in the government. And we are working very closely with various stakeholders to implement in a bigger fashion over there. Second thing is that MPs, I would say, still a treasure trove which is largely unexplored. And we need to really design 360-degree campaigns to unfold what MP has in store for travelers. And the kind of destinations what one would be looking after post-pandemic, MP has an abundance of such kind of locations. With the bruised souls and a lot of hit which the industry has already taken, we are well poised to bring before the world our destinations which have a lot to offer when it comes to soothing travel, when it comes to wellness, holistic wellness of human being. So we are making a base line of all these necessary initiatives which the government will have to take. Secondly, post-COVID, we are also working very hard to ensure that once the message is out, people know that MP has got a lot to offer, what kind of uh, destinations they are looking for. So we need to have a very good connectivity, very good tourism infrastructure, a very good skilled manpower looking after these destinations. And then, of course, the kind of experience which a traveler would like to have once the traveler reaches a destination, it should be, again, a very holistic and comprehensive kind of experience, which could cater to the need of each and every member of the family. So destination-based tourism packages we are designing, which would be customized for different kind of interest groups. So we are working on all these lines, but the fact remains that we are going to package everything in such a manner that responsible tourism philosophy is always there at the core of it.
That is so wonderful to know, Mr. Shukla. Continuing with your narrative on the next 5 years, what are the new products and destinations you would want to promote? MP has been in the news recently. You know, Orcha and Gwalior have made it to the UNESCO World Heritage Site list. Recently, Satpura Tiger Reserve, Bhedaghat in Jabalpur have made it. So how would you like to promote these destinations, keeping the principles of sustainability in mind?
Well, we actually in Madhya Pradesh don't need to work very hard on that, because most of our destinations, tourism destination, if you know anything about Madhya Pradesh, you would appreciate that they already have all the ingredients of, the kind of new model which we are talking about. Our tourism destinations are not very crowded and very, sparsely located. And even one of the only hill station of Madhya Pradesh, Pachmadi, is such a mafusal kind of a township, and it gives you such a rustic kind of background that you really don't need to work towards making it feel like a rustic place. It's already there. And similarly about the nature, which is evidently displayed here in Madhya Pradesh in its all its glory. We are one of the most, not one of the most, the most forested state of the country. We are home to the maximum number of tigers, maximum number of leopards, and now maximum number of alligators too. So we very comprehensively worked in previous years to develop our natural assets from tourism point of view, and these have gained a lot of traction in previous years, and years to come these will become benchmark for other states also to follow. So these projects are already there. We need to just design suitable campaigns for them. Then of course we are also working towards creating very interesting heritage circuits. Heritage is one thing which is also, we are very blessed to have um, archaeological heritage so abundantly available in the state. In almost every district, we have these kind of things available. More than 300 sites are being looked after by ASI in the state, and more than um, 550 sites are being looked after by state archaeology. So we are trying to design circuits, tourism circuits around the heritage trail. That's another thing which we are going to do. Then another interesting feature which was hitherto neglected is the rock art. We are also blessed to have prehistoric rock art places in the state, many of them. One of them very well is Bhimpedka, which is World Heritage Site, UNESCO World Heritage Site. But we have got so many more. So we are trying to design some kind of a concept called prehistoric park around these rock shelters, and then promote rock art tourism to those enthusiasts who are very much keen to have this kind of uh, to visit these kind of places. Then, of course, we are also trying to identify special interest groups who would like to travel on a theme-based model, like religion. So Madhya Pradesh is also home to Jyotirlingas and Jyotipeeth. So we are going to create circuits around them. so that people have a very smooth way of entering into the state, going from place to place, and completing the religious circuit in a fine manner. Similarly, we are also working on creating craft trails. MP is also known for, Bagh, Prem, Maheshwari, and Chanderi, etc. You all know. So we want to create specific trails around these um, textiles and other handicrafts. Similarly, MP is also home to 35 very good quality museums, two of them being located in Bhopal itself. So we are also trying to network all these museums together and also network with the neighboring states to create museum trail. That is also going to be a very new kind of model. And similarly, cuisine is another very important factor. For travelers, food is one of those, things which interest them a lot. So we want to create
Absolutely.
specific MP localized area-based food trails also. Cuisine would be integrated with all these things. Another feature which is very important and need to be worked more is adventure tourism. We already have soft adventure tourism spots in the state, and we have come out well with a number of very good camping sites for the youngsters. All those corporate fellows who are burned out in big cities like Bangalore, etc. They come here to chill out in those campsites, which are very near the natural sites. We create specific, walking trails for them in the jungles, sighting of the wild animals, birds, etc. So more than 40 such kinds of sites are already here, which are operational, and we provide world-class facilities over there. We are working very closely with the Eco Tourism Development Board to create more such sites in the state. There is a huge potential for that. Similarly, you would be glad to know that MP is the only state which has started, hot air ballooning over a national park. We have started around 6 months ago in Bandhavgarh, and it gained a lot of traction. People were really very happy to fly over a national park to have sighting done from a height of say 30, 40 feet on a hot air balloon. That's a very novel concept. So that similar kind of products we'd like to introduce in our destinations. One more area which we are very good at is film tourism. MP is gaining ground in the film industry, and people here who come and shoot here their projects, whether their films or serials or whatever stuff on the OTT, etc. They find MP to be a very hospitable state. So we would like to build on our strengths and showcase our specific areas which are good to be filmed and invite the film industry. We have got a comprehensive policy made for that. We also are incentivizing the film industry to come and shoot here in Madhya Pradesh, and we provide them end-to-end solutions so that they do glitch-free and smooth work over here. And of course, nature is an integral part of Madhya Pradesh. That goes without saying. So post-COVID, anybody who would like to reconnect with oneself, uh, just heads towards Madhya Pradesh, especially from the neighboring states. So to reconnect and to rewild, we are here to come out with new packages and new products like Buffer Mein Safar, which was started last year, which will be further given impetus in this year in times to come. So all these kind of products taken together, we are going to come out and invite the national and international fraternity to come and visit Madhya Pradesh.
One of the fallouts we've seen with the pandemic, which started last year, is people now, when they want to travel, they prefer to take road trips. MP was probably the first state in the country to launch caravan tourism. How is that going ahead, sir?
I don't know whether you have been able to see Travel XP episodes, which have been running for the last 10, 15 days on Travel XP channel. They have covered central India. Two young ladies, they're traveling, driving the caravan themselves.
Oh, wonderful.
They have covered around 10 destinations in the central Madhya Pradesh, and that has been received very well. So caravan experiment, we are going to further proliferate, and we would like to engage private sector also. We would like to model our caravan travel in such a manner that people have, caravan stations We designed the itineraries in such manner that during the night, people have comfortable stay in our properties so that they refresh themselves the next morning and then proceed for the day-long travel in a caravan. During the daytime, of course, all the necessities can be taken care of in a caravan, but when it comes to staying, you need to have a slightly better, comfortable place. So my State Tourism Development Corporation is working towards those models, creating specific itineraries and also creating caravan stations, which will take care of people's comfort and their stay, food, etc. in these stations. And definitely we'll be inviting private sector to participate in this.
Wonderful. So tell us a little bit about the private-public partnership model that you're trying to push, because what we've seen with the pandemic is that so many people have, lost their means of subsistence. So are there any other policies that the government of Madhya Pradesh is looking at to help out this community in distress?
See, as I said that the mainstay of our future tourism paradigm is going to be uh, maximum footfall with minimum carbon footprints. That is going to be our motto, mantra. And for that, we are working very closely with the community to have inclusive and sustainable regenerative tourism model in the form of rural homestays in rural areas, agriculture tourism, gram stay, farm stay, to showcase the sustainable way of living in the villages. Our villages are also a part of our heritage. They are there for thousands of years, unaffected. And so we need to understand today's traveler need to understand their way of living, their closeness with the nature, and the sort of very down to earth and very simple way of living, yet very fulfilling. So we are working on those models so that the community also gets involved, community gets benefited, it becomes inclusive and also becomes responsible. The second thing is that we are modeling our policies towards enhancing private investment in the state, in the tourism and hospitality sector. We already have got a very good policy where we incentivize private sector to come and invest here in the hospitality sector. Very attractive propositions are there. But apart from that, we would like to have more and more PPP in the tourism sector. So we have identified a number of new locations, a number of new projects, whether it is related to enhancing the tourism infrastructure or it is related to bringing in new products. Like I said, hot air ballooning. This is a private initiative, but we have just facilitated them. So we would like to structure these kind of initiatives in the form of policies where any investor or enthusiast comes in and puts in money and he feels safe being an investor in Madhya Pradesh. So that kind of an ecosystem we are trying to develop in Madhya Pradesh so that it unleashes the private energies and our tourism destinations become more vibrant, more lively, and more attractive for people who come here, and it brings in a lot of value addition to the tourism destinations. So that is another initiative which we are taking as a policy matter. Then another very important project I would like to mention to you, still in Madhya Pradesh, though, is very supposed to be very cool and very law-abiding kind of state. Tourism destinations are by and large very, very safe. But in India, when it comes to inbound travelers, they have their own apprehensions. So we have taken up a very good project with the help of Tourism Ministry and Women and Child Welfare Ministry of Government of India. It is aimed at making our destinations safe for women travelers. So, and we are getting very good project funding from Government of India. We have picked up 30 destinations in the state where we would like to flood all these destinations to have more and more frontline workers as women. Whether you go to a hotel or resort or take a cab or you interact with a guide, we are trying to skill more and more women, local women, who would get job opportunities, livelihood opportunities out of this, as well as it will also lead to safe destination for women travelers, even if they are solo women travelers, they feel much more safer when they find that most of the workforce in the front line in all these destinations is women power. So that is a unique proposition which we have added. And of course, as I told you, responsible tourism is going to be the mainstay.
That is wonderful to hear because, the women and the elderly, they're always looked upon as probably not very productive, but how skillfully they can be engaged in the tourism industry. And I'm so glad that the state is going ahead with this policy. That is really wonderful to know. A quick question on, again, the pandemic, and because MP has such a treasure trove of forests and, wildlife sanctuaries. Tourism has always been a force for good in these areas. It has helped the communities to reduce their subsistence on the forest and move them to earn other types of income with tourism. But with the pandemic and travel stopping, how has that been affected? Man animal conflict in terms of communities becoming more dependent on the forest for their subsistence. Have you noticed that? And if so, how is the government trying to mitigate those
Uh,
things?
well, Madhya Pradesh, I would say that communities are still not totally dependent on tourism. They have got other via medias as well. And MP is, an agrarian state predominantly, and agriculture is the main occupation of people here. And government has been very, very sensitive and very proactive when it comes to taking care of the people during pandemic times. Even last year, when there was 2 months, 2.5 months long lockdown, national level lockdown, that time and this time again, when there were local lockdowns, not lockdowns, I would say they were corona curfews imposed by local district administration. Government took very good care of its people. And, you would be surprised. We became, during last lockdown period, we became the highest wheat procuring state in the country. We surpassed Punjab by margins. And during lockdown, we ensured that 129 lakh metric tons, which is equivalent to say 10,000 rakes of wheat procured by the farmers during the lockdown period at their doorstep by the government and transferring 25,000 crores directly to their account. This is just to give one example. Similarly, government has been very sensitive towards taking care of street vendors, different, laborers who are not meaningfully engaged during this COVID period. And government has been very sensitive towards taking care of their medical needs, the families which were affected by pandemic. So taken together, we must have transferred something like more than 60 to 70,000 crores directly to the accounts of the people in the Madhya Pradesh. So, and most of them have also, might have also tourism or hospitality related preoccupations. But since we have been very, very careful in handling the community during pandemic times, so there was no such uproar or any kind of crisis developed in the state. And of course, tourism and hospitality has been badly affected. And we are looking ways that how soon we can really resurrect the entire industry with more confidence. And also for the travelers who would like to come to Madhya Pradesh, they should have confidence that they're traveling to a very safe state. As such, the COVID incidence has come down drastically in the state, and it's almost like disappeared. Less than 200 cases now per day being reported, coming down every day. And we are also trying to liaise with our industry so that they also take claim of vaccinating all their frontline staff, etc. And we are prioritizing them because they are the ones who are going to be in touch with the travelers. So anybody who is working in travel and hospitality sector, we are taking care of them by vaccinating, by having good facilities at every level so that people who come there can get themselves tested, get themselves treated. So that kind of a confidence we are trying to build into the whole system so that travel and tour again takes normal shape.
Well, as you know, the RT Next series, we try to look at the bright side of things because as an industry, travel and tourism globally, I think it's been so resilient. We've gone through so many ups and downs. There was the 2008 economic crisis, there was a SARS crisis, but we've always bounced back. So, in the hope of bouncing back and travel opening up again, where would you like to travel, Mr. Shukla, when travel opens up again? What's on your wish list?
Let me be frank with you. I'm serving in Madhya Pradesh for the last more than 26 years, and I have not even seen explore 10% of Madhya Pradesh. So there is so much to explore in my own neighborhood. What to talk of going outside? In fact, this is also going to be one of our major planks in near future. We are going to promote Aas-Paas tourism, neighborhood tourism, within the state and also the neighboring states. I would like to create customized itineraries for them, connecting them to the border areas which have important interesting tourism destinations. We are creating UP with Madhya Pradesh, we are creating Maharashtra, we are creating Gujarat, we are creating Delhi, NCR. So since we are a landlocked state, from all sides, we are surrounded by neighboring states, even Chhattisgarh. So we are creating customized itineraries where one can travel in one's own vehicle in a safe manner with his family. And one can come to a nearby place and enjoy themselves and refresh themselves. So my priority would be first of all to explore my own state, which will take years. There's so much over here, and I mean it's really so refreshing, especially in this season now that rains have arrived. You go to any road, and you really, when you come out, your batteries are really charged fully. Absolutely lush green, water streams here and there, and small waterfalls here and there. It's really beautiful. So my own state is so beautiful. My own country is so beautiful. So I'm poised to explore more and more locally. Even for inbound traveling also, which is an important component of our industry. We have taken time in the previous months to create some very new innovative ways of projecting Madhya Pradesh on the international map. I would like to name a couple of them. Like, you know that Madhya Pradesh is home to three UNESCO World Heritage sites. That is Khajuraho, Sachi, and Bhimpatka. We have got two more sites added in the tentative list of UNESCO Natural World Heritage Sites. One is Satpura National Park, and another is Bhedaghat in Jabalpur. Apart from that, we are also working very closely with various stakeholders to declare Gwalior as one of the cities for music under the UNESCO's Creative City Network model, and Bhopal as a city for literature under the same kind of scheme. And we also worked in previous months to include Gwalior and Orchha under the Historical Urban Landscape Scheme of UNESCO. That has already been done. Now UNESCO teams will come and they will prepare detailed master plan of these areas, keeping the heritage and the tourism at the core, and then building the entire master plan around it, so that a very sustainable and very internationally acceptable model of development could be developed for Gwalior and Orchha. So we are creating a number of such kind of, taking such kind of initiatives, which will put Madhya Pradesh prominently on the UNESCO's list, and that will attract a number of international travelers who are very keen to explore UNESCO sites.
But thank you so much, Mr. Shukla, for your insights. And we really hope that the fantastic new policies and the initiatives will bear fruit until the time we can travel again, and hopefully soon. We wish that you and all our viewers stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you so much for being with us today. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.